Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm Theodore Henry. We often say, eat until your heart's content. But for many of us, that phrase has taken on a whole new meaning with the unhealthy food choices we make every single day. Since February is Heart Month, we're focusing on how the food we eat impacts our heart health and much more. Joining us to share valuable insights is Rosanna Pike, Advocacy Officer for the Global Health Advocacy Project at the Heart Foundation of Jamaica. Welcome to the program, Ms. Pike.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Let's jump into getting some facts.
Sure.
So, there's a month for almost everything.
Right.
But there's a Heart Month. Why is that so important?
So Heart Month, as you introduced to our viewers earlier, it's recognized globally in February every year. And what happens is that it provides us an opportunity to increase the public's awareness of heart disease and their understanding of it. And of course, to remember those who lost their lives to heart disease. And lastly, but most importantly, it gives us that opportunity to show appreciation to that, central, most vital organ to life, right? The
heart. So, is heart disease a big deal in Jamaica?
Of course it is. The statistics all around show that, that it is a cause for concern because in Jamaica and the Caribbean, heart diseases account for 4 of 5 of the leading causes of death.
4 or 5?
4 out of 5.
So it is the leading cause?
Right.
Wow. Interesting. Mm-hmm. So, okay. So this is now taking on a whole heavier meaning now.
It does.
If it's the leading cause, 4 out of 5, then help us get some facts here. What are the risk causes? Like what causes heart disease? Who is most at risk? That sort of thing.
All right, sure. So on one hand, you have those factors that are non-modifiable and then those who are modifiable. So on the non-modifiable hand, you have your age. So persons who are 50 and older, they are more susceptible. Okay. And of course, your gender. Men are more likely to develop cardiovascular diseases or heart diseases than women can. And on the other end of the spectrum, of course, if you are an avid alcohol drinker, or if you smoke, those are risk factors. If you have an unhealthy diet that is, laden with ultra-processed products or foods high in fat, salt, and sugar, that is a risk factor. If you're overweight or obese, if you have high blood pressure and high cholesterol as well, those are risk factors because, of course, those two conditions, they affect the heart's ability to efficiently or effectively pump blood to other organs.
Is it a strain issue or it's because of the diet and the lack of
so it's really both. So the high cholesterol, excess fat in the body, and it can lead to what you call atherosclerosis or a buildup of fat in the blood vessels. So of course, right. So when the heart is trying to pump blood through, there's a strain to get the blood through to supply the other organs, and then of course it leads to what you call the stroke and all those other heart diseases.
I love how you're connecting it to things that we're very familiar with. Everybody know about stroke and this, but we don't necessarily look at the pathway to it.
Right.
So I can't do anything about being a male, but I can do something about smoking.
Exactly.
Diet. Okay, so we're having Heart Month, and the theme, if I have it correct here, is Love Your Heart, Eat Smart.
Right.
All right, so tell me some more about the Heart Month.
All right, so Love Your Heart, Eat Smart, maintaining, healthy diet for a healthy heart. It's a spin-off that we created at the Heart Foundation of Jamaica to the American Heart Association's theme, which is Show Your Heart Some Love. And what we want to do is just to implore Jamaicans. It's a call to action to say, hey, prioritize heart health by making more informed or healthier dietary choices and take proactive steps to maintain a healthy heart, right? So that's really what we're trying to do with that theme.
It just hit me that you guys will have Valentine's Day as well, so that'll have a whole different meaning there. All right, so here's one for you. Many people believe that, okay, I do 10,000 steps. I go to the gym. Not to cut down going to the gym, but because I do these things, I can eat whatever I want.
Oh, I like that.
Is that true?
I like that you're touching on this because there is this popular quote that says you can't out-train a bad diet or you can't outrun a bad diet. Let me try to break it down as simple as possible for our viewers. So, those of you who did chemistry, you know that a chemical equation has to be balanced. One side can't be greater than the other, or a seesaw. Right. What we need to recognize that weight management is fundamentally about balancing the amount of calories that you're consuming or eating with the amount of calories that you are expending or burning.
Right.
So if it's a case that you're eating more than you burn, you're going to gain weight regardless of how much exercise you're doing or how strict your exercise regimen is.
So hold on. That adage that I'm hearing around the place these days is that weight loss happens in the kitchen. Muscle building happens in the gym. Okay.
Right, so
yes.
it is a balance thing. And I like to add to it to say input equal output. So what you put in your body is what your body is going to put out. So guess what? If you feed your body poorly, then ultimately those, if you're feeding it with those ultra-processed, products, fast foods and all of that, it's going to have those detrimental impacts on your health. And what's going to happen? Your body's going to perform poorly. So we want to keep that in mind.
Balance the equation. Exercise,
and diet. Right.
All right. We're going to go to a break, but please stay with us because we'll be right back. We're dealing with matters of the heart.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. We are discussing Heart Month and, more importantly, heart health with Rosanna Pike, Advocacy Officer for the Global Health Advocacy Project at the Heart Foundation of Jamaica. Lady Pike, we've been talking about ultra-processed foods, right? Another adage that I keep hearing about the place these days, especially in the health-conscious circles, are eat real food. So let's get the facts and not generalize anymore.
All right.
What do you consider ultra-processed foods?
So ultra-processed foods, just think of it that they are foods that have been altered from their natural state. So in a sense, they go through some processing, some procedure to change it from its natural state or raw state to what it is now. So it has a whole lot of additives, preservatives, and all of that. So for example, your canned meats, those are maybe considered as ultra-processed because, of course, you get it from the animal and then it goes through some processing state within a factory, so some things are added and some things are taken out and then put in a container or packaging for the shelf, right? So those are ultra processed foods. So you can peas, you can beans, those sweet and salty snacks like your chips and your biscuits or your cookies, those are considered ultra processed products as well. I mean, even things sometimes as your cheese, can be ultra processed. So we have to be mindful of those.
And real food then would be?
Real food, I mean, if you have your own chicken coop, those chicken that you know that are farm raised, that are organic, those are real. I mean, the fruits and vegetables that you are able to pick, right, reap from the soil, you have grown provisions, those are natural foods.
Yeah.
So they have not gone through any form of processing.
And you're saying we need more of that in our diet?
We need more of that in our diet because right now the Jamaican diet, studies have shown it that we have deviated from eating how our forefathers taught us to. And I mean, we have to say with the transition in, the economy, trade, and then of course people find it hard to maintain a healthy lifestyle because I mean, you go to work your 9 to 5, sit in the traffic to come home and say, hey, the time to prepare a healthy meal with, raw products, it can be challenging, but we still need to make the effort to do that.
So convenience is one thing. That's where we get the snacks and the canned stuff. But what about price as well? A lot of people might say, I can't afford to eat healthy. I
mean, that is one of the biggest concerns we hear when we go out there and we're interacting with the general public. And of course, we can't deny that. I mean, with food security, you have to look at affordability, accessibility, and availability, but at the same time, make do with what you have. Because even if what you can afford are the canned or packaged products, you can actually turn them into something a bit more heart healthy. So if I may, I can give some example. I mean, if you have your canned peas and beans, you want to make your rice and peas, open the can, pour the beans in a strainer under your sink, your running water, And you're straining because what you're doing, you're minimizing, you know, all those preservatives or additives.
Oh, in the fluid.
Right, the fluid. And then, I mean, you can't afford the whole wheat flour. You have your white flour. I mean, turn your hand, make fashion. Grate out your carrot, some shredded coconut, or even your oatmeal. I mean, some of this might sound new to persons, but don't knock it till you try it. And what you're doing there is that you're enriching the processed white flour and adding nutrients that might have been lost during the processing.
Got it.
Right.
Got it. Oh, wow. I think we might need a program just for that one. But, okay, talk to me about some of the key nutrients that support and enhance heart health.
All right, sure. So a heart-healthy meal plan starts with, of course, as we said, your raw food. So eat more of your fruits and your vegetables. So your dark green leafy vegetables, so your callaloo, your spinach if you can afford, your broccoli, your cabbage, your fruits. I mean, I don't have to name them because in Jamaica we have them in abundance. But moderation is key because people like to say, oh, it's fruits I can eat a whole lot. But remember, they have naturally occurring sugars. It's sugar nonetheless. And if the body cannot metabolize or use up all of it, it's going to store the excess as fat. Your protein-rich foods are good, so your food from animals, so your egg, your low-fat dairy like your milk and your cheese, your chicken breast, your turkey, your lean beef, those are good as well. And your fish that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids like your salmon, your tuna, your trout. You can have your sardines as well. So those are some of the key nutrients and foods that you can have.
You didn't say it, but I know you mean it. We should read labels, don't we?
Yes, we should. Especially when it comes to those ultra-processed products. And the rule of thumb, when you get to the nutrition facts panel that tells you how much calories, servings, etc., when you see saturated fats, cholesterol, sugar, all of those, sodium, you look for smaller numbers. And the rule of thumb is 5% or less is low, which is good. 20% or more is high. You want the bigger numbers for the fiber, the protein, the vitamins, and the minerals. When it comes to all the nutrients of concern, go for the smaller figure.
Got it. We're in the tail end of this interview. Let's talk about screening.
Sure.
You know, knowing your risk. So we know the unchangeable risk factors.
That's right.
And then you have the lifestyle risk factors. But screening, what role does that play in?
So screening actually provides that framework of where you stand, like gives you a picture of, you know, where you stand. So there are 4 health numbers we always implore Jamaicans to know. When we hear, we say, oh, know your numbers. So your body mass index, your blood pressure, your blood cholesterol, and your blood sugar levels. And once you know all 4 numbers, you kind of have an idea of where your health stands. And your doctor or your medical care provider can work with you to create a plan to meet your goals or where you need to be. Right, so remember those 4 health numbers, and we implore Jamaicans to do that at least twice for the year. I would say every quarter you try to do it, but at least 2 times for the year, so you actually know. And once you know those, we can say, all right, something is off with this one, then there might be a condition.
Right. And let me take a stab in the dark here. The older you get, is the more attention you should pay to
your numbers. Exactly.
All right. So the last 10 seconds. Heart Month. What do you guys have planned?
All right, so at the Heart Foundation of Jamaica, remember we are a one-stop shop. So check out our, you know, social media pages to see if we'll be at a plaza close to you that you can come, take advantage of our screening special so you can know, get information on how to eat right while, you know, living actively. And of course, we have a medical symposium for our medical professionals and students on the 26th of February at 5 p.m.
At 5 p.m. And all of this is coming together in the month of February to help you, to help me make healthier life choices as individuals for quality of life and length of life as well. This has been Get the Facts. So our guest was Rosanna Pike, Advocacy Officer for the Global Health Advocacy Project at the Heart Foundation of Jamaica. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm Theodore Henry. Take care.